Alright, you stupid sons of bitches. A few days ago, I asked you guys to post your hot takes in a community post. So I think it's about time to go through them all and see the kind of stupid bullshit you guys came up with. I'm sure it'll be a disaster. Top comment. People shit on Generation Retro too hard. And already I kind of disagree with this one, because... like, let's be honest with ourselves here. Generation Retro is just a really bad level. It's also really funny to make fun of that level because, oh my god, Generation Retro has some of the funniest dialogue in a level I've ever seen. And let's be fair here. Generation Retro is 8 years old at this point, so I can't feel too bad. Because if I look back on stuff I've made 8 years ago, and I think about people criticizing that, I don't think it would affect me really, because the stuff I made 8 years ago doesn't represent me at all anymore. I know this is mostly about Colin's video, because he really started it. But when I watched that video, I didn't get the impression he was being malicious or anything. I think his video was fine. And I think if we start discouraging that kind of analysis, that's a bad precedent to set, in my view. Next. One of either Legendary or Mythic should not exist. You know what? This is true, and I brought this up in my 2.2 video already. Like, arguing about ratings is a tradition in this community as old as the game itself. These kinds of discussions also happened back when Epic was first introduced. So you know what? I'm gonna take this one step further. Not only should Legendary and Mythic not exist, Epic should also not exist. Just in general, I guess I just don't really care about the ratings anyway. You have to keep in mind that all of these ratings are just RobTop's personal stamp of approval. I mean, RobTop is just one guy, right? And I don't think chasing after RobTop's approval is the healthiest thing to do, to be honest. And I think that's mostly what rubs people the wrong way about these ratings, is that they give this impression of being objective and impartial when they're really not. So when you come to terms with that fact and stop giving a shit, I guess, you'll feel so much more at peace. Oh, and the solution here isn't to try to make the rating system objective and impartial. That's never going to happen. It's an impossible task. I've made a whole video about this, if you're curious. Next one. Map pack levels are some of the best levels older updates had to offer, filled with unique and innovative ideas for both gameplay and decoration. Okay, this is definitely a really hot take, I think, because map pack levels are not remembered fondly at all in this community. And that's because map pack levels are really crusty and old. And I'm gonna be honest, it's been a long time since I last touched the map packs. I finished those up like half a decade ago, so I haven't played them in a while. I think there are definitely a lot of standout levels. Like, I'm just poking my memory here. Dynamic on track, Stygian wall, time is eco, Adrift, of course. I think that one was added later, actually. Isn't Funny Game Holiday also in the map packs? But yeah, there are a lot of cool levels in the map packs, actually, upon reflection. But there are also a lot of stinkers. There are a lot of bad levels there as well. The gauntlets are supposed to be kind of a new and improved version of the map packs. But honestly, there are a lot of stinkers in the gauntlets as well. So I don't think one is really better than the other. You know, I'm getting ideas. Maybe I should review the map packs. I got two. This is probably my nostalgia clouding my vision, but I like the visual style of early to mid 2.0 generic levels more than 2.1 or 2.2 generic levels. You mean the fucking geometrical dominator ass looking aesthetic? Like the Mario fucking... the fucking Mario World aesthetic? Nah. Hard disagree with that one. That's disgusting. I hate that. Let's have a look at the second one. This first one is really embarrassing, to be honest. Shame on you, Entropic Voxels. Maybe you'll redeem yourself. I've touched on this before in some of your videos, but song choice is extremely important to a level's quality. Yeah, I think this is pretty agreeable. I'm not sure if this is a hot take at all, to be honest. Like an example of a level that I would say looks really good, but I can't stand is Eternal Vehemence. Oh my god, that song sucks! And in a lot of levels, you can also kind of notice that no thought at all went into marrying the song to the actual gameplay and visuals of the level. Mega collabs are especially guilty of this a lot of the time. Anyway, this one gets a big fat a taroo from me. A taroo. This is taroo. Okay, here's a flaming hot one for you. This one is hot off the press, radiating with controversy. Creators should update all their levels, especially demons, to new physics, so that players don't have to learn two physics, especially new players. Oof! What the hell? What are you talking about, dude? No. This is the worst take. See, this is exactly why I would have preferred for RobTop to not change the physics at all in the first place. To just keep them the same for the sake of consistency. Because now you have these two different standards. You have old levels and you have new levels, and they both work slightly differently. And also a bunch of old levels are broken now because the legacy physics weren't implemented properly. Or not all of the physics changes were accounted for in the legacy physics options. Which is a really stupid oversight on RobTop's part. I still cannot get over that. That's so annoying. I've already had to update one of my levels because of this. It's so stupid. No. You can't put the onus on the fucking creators. You're really asking every single creator in the community to clean up the mess RobTop made? Come on, dude. I can't support this line of reasoning. No. You can't say this. This won't fly in my house. No. Alright, next one. Too much of the time I see people use slow gameplay as a negative when criticizing levels, calling it boring. True. I agree with this. I agree with this a lot. Do you know how many people fucking tell me that they think Remove Submission is boring because it plays slowly? But man, I just really like the movements you make as the player in that level. I think it flows really well to the song. I think Remove Submission is fucking awesome. Fucking sue me. But yeah, I think it is important to utilize the player's movement to represent the song because it just feels really good, you know? Have you ever seen that part in electrodynamics that's like... and the ship goes up and down to the song? That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. If X can get rated, so can Y is a perfectly valid argument. God forbid I bring up the example of conical depression that people always bring up in this discussion. But yeah, conical depression exists. That's a rated level. I think if you want to amend this argument a little bit, you'd have to point to more recent levels. But I don't know, man. Rating levels is such a complicated subject anyway. Like, I don't know what the right answer is there. Actually, I do know what the right answer is. I think every single level should get rated. I've said this before. What am I talking about? I know exactly what I'm talking about. As always, I'm so fucking smart, dude. All levels should be rated. That would solve this problem. Next one. People should stop making other games in GD. Yes! Fuck yes. Thank you for saying this. And instead make original games? You mean like 3 depth? Do I agree with this? I mean, I'm just not really interested in playing other games in Geometry Dash. I want to play Geometry Dash levels, you know? That's why I'm playing this game. I want to play Geometry Dash, not some other game. I'm glad more people are coming around on this take, though. There's way too much focus on demons. Phenomenal levels are often forgotten simply because they don't cross an arbitrary difficulty threshold. That's true, but let's be fair here. The range of difficulty in demon levels is a lot wider than the range of difficulty in non-demon levels. From easy to extreme demon is like a vast fucking canyon of difficulty. And going from easy rated levels to insane rated levels is a narrow bike path at most. I do think it is definitely the bad approach to disregard easier levels. And I try not to do that, even though it is pretty difficult, because easier levels are so much more disposable, right? You play through them, you don't spend a lot of time on them because they're easy. They're easily forgotten, right? Alright, let's move on. 1.9 or even 1.3 style levels should get rated if they look cool. This is true. And you know what? I'm gonna expand on this. I think even levels that were made in 1.9 and that haven't been rated yet should still be eligible for a rate. Like if people were to stumble upon like a hidden gem from the olden days, then that should be able to get a rate. Maybe even a feature, because the game has changed a lot over the years, and nowadays levels just are different, you know? Yeah, I don't think there should be a time limit on that. I don't think just because a level is past a certain age, it's ineligible for a rate. That seems really stupid to me. This just coincides with my opinion that every single level should be rated again. All levels should be rated. I'm telling you, dude, this fixes everything. Every level should be rated. So true, so true. You're reading my mind. The demon voting system should be brought back and expanded to non-demons. Honestly, I agree a lot with this one. I've always said, since a long time ago, that there should be a separate system for levels to get rated. Because having RobTop as the sole arbiter of what levels can get rated or not is very, very annoying. Because he's just one guy, and this community has gotten so fucking big that it's... I don't know, it's just not tenable, I don't think. If we want to get to my fucking utopian goal of rating every single level, we can't just be relying on RobTop to do this. We need there to be another system. And the system I suggested like a long time ago is that if a certain number of mods send a level, that means it gets a star rate automatically, and then RobTop can later maybe give it a feature or an epic or whatever if he wants. But in that case, the level at least has a rating, you know? Also, I'm being a little hyperbolic when I say every single level should get rated. I think every single level that should get rated should get rated. The demon list is actually filled with a lot of very good levels right now. Is it? Hang on, let me look this up. Tidal Wave is decent. Avernus, meh. Acheron, meh. Silent Clubstep, meh. Abyss of Darkness, meh. Kyoki, meh. Slaughterhouse, meh. Sakupan Circles, meh. Tunnel of Despair, I've never heard of this one. Also meh. Cosmos, meh. Limbo is the first level on the list that I would say satisfies the condition of being very good, and it's at number 15. Burger King Foot Lettuce. Poo Cubed is bad, Saul Goodman is bad, Eyes in the Water is not good, Solar Flare is alright, Combustion, I don't know that one, Walter White is bad, Unknown, I don't know that one, Deadlier Clubstep, I think that one's also bad, right? Arcturus, man, that, yeah, nah, most of these levels are bad. At least, none of them come close to being very good. Alright, next. The demons list should include unrated levels as long as they're legitimately verified. This used to be a blazing hot take back in the day, but nowadays I think it has been reduced to a mere sizzle. I have expressed this take, like, there is a video somewhere out in the aether where I expressed the take that unrated levels should get rated, or should get placed on the demons list. Because relying on RobTop to rate them is not reliable at all. And I think distancing yourself from that, like, it allows you to have some more autonomy on the list placements. Especially now that they've dropped the whole pretending to be official thing. I think they can lean into that a little bit more and just start placing levels that aren't actually rated in the game. Niflheim by Vismuth is the best level ever made. Some of you people are just silly little jokers. No, incorrect. Wrong. Niflheim by Vismuth? Did you mean, removed submission by Whirlwind? Man, I really need to I need to make some new fucking levels. When it comes to platformer levels, I tend to prefer the easier levels, not because the harder ones are too bad, because I don't enjoy them. I prefer the levels where you have to explore mazes or solve puzzles, and I don't like the boring robot spike jump levels. I know exactly what you mean, like the I wanna be the guy, like asinine precision platforming levels. Yeah, those seem really boring to play, to be honest. I don't really have a dog in this fight either way, because I don't really play platformer levels. I played Ziplash by Colon, just to test the waters again. I don't know, I prefer Celeste. I don't know, man, Geometry Dash is just not that good of a platformer game. Hey, it's Hexhammer. I'm so distant these days that I've forgotten all of my hot ones, but I guess like the list should have never expanded to 150. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure why they did that to themselves. Like 50 levels is already a shit ton, dude. Take it from me, someone who has made 2.5 top 50 lists. Hot take, you really don't need any mods anymore? 2.206 can do almost anything Mega Hack can do except for the switching of start position. Honestly, you've already kind of lost the plot for me here, because start pause switcher is really important to me. Like, it's such a good quality of life feature that I use it for basically every difficult level that I practice. And also for me personally, I bought levels a lot to record them for my videos. I've strived to use more of my own footage instead of relying on other people's videos, which I used to do a lot, which is, I don't know, it just feels more professional, I guess. I don't know. I just got a bug up my ass one day that told me, hey, you should use your own videos, because it feels kind of weird to download another person's video and just use that as the background video. Okay, here's an interesting one. I miss old auto levels. You know what? I kind of agree with this. Because most auto levels nowadays are animations. And it used to be the case that auto levels used to be like actually auto. Like I remember you had those like skateboard parks kind of levels where you would kind of fly on slopes and swing through the level like that. And another level that I remember really fondly is destructive auto. I don't know, it's sometimes it's just fun to observe your icon flying through the level in all kind of wacky ways. I don't think Death Moon is a good level. I don't like Death Moon because the gameplay feels more of a second thought. This would be fine as long as the gameplay was alright, but I don't think it is. The gameplay is boring and very annoying when you die to the end multiple times. To the end? You mean like the wave part? Or do you mean like the ship part? The end. People overrate the deco? Nah. Okay, this is a crazy take. This is definitely the hottest take out of the bunch. Hitboxes suck ass. Okay, you know what? I'll cede this point. I'll show you a screenshot actually of the hitboxes in Death Moon. It is pretty ridiculous. But the gameplay overall is not unfun at all. It's definitely a different style of gameplay than we're used to nowadays. It's more free form, especially in the wave and ship parts and stuff. But I really like that. I think it's cool. Like it wouldn't feel nearly the same if you were adhering to a pattern every time. Because for me personally, I play those parts slightly differently every time I get there, you know? And I think it helps add a little tension because you're not going through the motions. You're actually engaging with the level. I don't know, man. I just don't see how you could hate Death Moon. I think Death Moon is really good. Like, it still holds up today. I don't know. We'll see how many of these make it into the video. But yeah, this was pretty fun. I like arguing with you guys. Although most of what you guys said was pretty agreeable anyway. There were a couple bad takes in here, but it's all in good fun, right? It's not like we're talking about politics. We can agree to disagree on this. Alright, special shout out to my grandpa demons on Patreon, Belfry Clock, and Emma Bell Helium. Thanks for watching everybody, and see you next time. Bye bye!